Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Two Idiots Reading Comics. Thank you for joining us again. This is episode 43. This week we're going to talk about Saga. Again, as always, go check out our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Go listen to us wherever you listen to your podcasts. And also check us out on YouTube. We do record this in video. Just hit every like, comment, and subscribe button you can. More interaction y'all have, the better our feedback is. So we can make this show even better than it is now. So come join us, share it with your friends, and let's get into it.
And welcome to the best damn book club on the internet. This is Two Idiots Reading Comics, episode 43, Saga, Volume 1.
Ooh. Yes.
I get a louder woo.
Well,
I didn't notice that.
We're 4 in on a Sunday and
Easter Sunday.
and it's either booze time or sleep time, and
I'm very close to sleep time.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that until I was recording, I think, your last episode or the episode before that. I was like, this motherfucker woos every damn episode. And I thought it was just like, one out of every month or so. And I was like, motherfucker does it every episode. And so when I hear just a woo, I was like, hold on now. We got to wake the fuck up. And this is Saga.
woo!
There we go. Put that Ric Flair on it. But yes, Saga Volume 1 is what we're doing today.
Yeah.
And boy, we're going to be all over the place because this is truly a saga and an epic. There's a lot of characters.
And it's all over the fucking place.
Storylines and dear Lord. But why don't you go ahead and do the credits?
But again, for the 4th week in a row, since Talmadge didn't know.
I did not take notes.
Writer Brian K. Vaughan.
Legend.
Artist Fiona Staples. Lettering and design Phonographics. Coordinator Eric Stevenson. Love the damn indies. 4 names. All you got to worry about.
Yeah.
So, you've read this.
Yes, this is my second time. Which, by the way, I clearly did not pay very much attention the first time.
Yeah, when you said we were doing this, you're like, yeah, it's a good one. We're gonna do it. Okay.
Well, it's legit. Like
I told you, like you had read it before and were ready to.
Well, I had read it, and then for whatever reason, I just never went to Volume 2. I don't understand, but I knew. For the longest time, it was the best-selling comic book every month.
Well, anytime I get on Comixology, even before we talked about we're going to do this, it is always up on the home screen.
Yeah.
It's either on discount for laters or advertising for the new one or whatever's out.
Yeah.
But it is routinely always on the home screen, day in and day out.
Oh, yeah. It's, I think I've said it before, people and critics legit say possibly the best sci-fi comic book ever written.
It's really good.
Yeah. It's a mix of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, I definitely got that.
It's a Romeo and Juliet space opera. Legit.
Except they don't kill themselves.
Well, not as far as we know yet.
We're one volume in. We have no idea what happens past this.
Which,
yeah, we have no idea. We're just one volume in.
Judging by Invincible, do not judge it by your first volume.
Yeah, Invincible definitely changed that theory.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts? This
is cool. I really enjoyed something really completely different. I know we say that every time when we read an indie, but usually the indies that we read, like Manifest Destiny, East West, were kind of American alternate history type stuff, or superheroes written a different way. This one is magic and universal war. Yeah. Something that's we haven't really done a lot of.
Yeah.
I know DC does its shit and Marvel does universal war shit too.
Yeah.
But this one is
actual galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is and yes, Star Wars is Universal Galaxy War 2, but it's in its own realm of
But
superiority.
what makes this stand out, and I think we talked about it at lunch, the really interesting aspect is these two warring people. One is a planet.
Landfall is the planet.
Yes, and
Wreath is the moon.
Is the moon.
Yeah.
And they mention it in the comic book, which I didn't pick up the first time I read it.
I had to read those pages 2 times to make sure, because it was confusing.
Yeah. Think about, like, if we just had another race of people on our moon.
Yeah.
And we were at war. Well, we can't destroy the moon because it'll fuck up, like,
Earth.
The moon controls, like, tidal waves and all that shit.
Without the moon, we flood.
And big gravity and a bunch of shit I don't fully understand. If they would destroy our planet, they would just be drifting into space.
Yeah.
They'd probably end up in the asteroid belt, or not. They would go towards the sun because of gravity.
But they wouldn't be fixed in their gravitational pull to get life. And
exactly. And so these two people that are very much at war can't actually fight each other on the moon or the planet. And so they fight on all of the other planets in the galaxy, and this war has engulfed an entire galaxy.
Yeah. And what got me, which was confusing, and again, Volume 1, big world setup.
Yes.
That also filled in a lot of questions at the same time, which is odd for a Volume 1.
Yeah.
The idea that this world and a planet, are more powerful than the rest of the universe.
That's my other thing, is like,
that
let's be honest. This
now
planet
these two planets have engulfed an entire universe into their squabble.
Yeah.
Not a universal squabble or this half and this half. It's
each planet is having to take a side.
Yeah.
And
so how powerful, like, and again,
if we're being realistic here, the planet should obviously just squash the moon because of size and population.
But
now, did they say?
But the moon is magic. The Wreaths are magicians, have magical powers.
No,
whereas
did
the
they
planet
say,
is
were they
weapons and flight, and that's about it.
Okay. Were they talking about cleave or landfall when they were talking about? At one point, they said something about most of the planet isn't, like, densely populated, which would explain, like, because just manpower wise, the fucking planet should crush the moon.
Landfall.
Okay.
Because
I know they
when
said
the war started,
populated.
the daughter was kind of describing it.
Mm-hmm.
When the war started, Wreath was winning.
Okay.
And Landfall had to start recruiting everyone.
Yeah.
Which then they started recruiting everyone off world.
Yeah.
And then I think Wreath started to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just
I guess,
snowballed from there.
One war involving these two, a moon and a planet.
Which I still don't understand how that could. Either way, that's maybe the way to explain it. But you've got, again, like Thomas said, Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Alana is from Landfall.
Before we get too far into this, didn't Star Wars... Now, I don't know which came first. I'm not saying one stole from the other. But wasn't there an episode of Clone Wars where some blue aliens went to this, like, snowy ice moon type place and said, this is our moon, it's technically our property, but there was an indigenous people?
Yes, that did happen. I don't remember the names, but yes.
So
yeah, I can see the episode, see the people. Yeah. And the Republic took the side of the
moon
blue.
People.
No.
Well,
they started with
the blue people.
The blue people. And then they had an outpost on the moon. The outpost got destroyed.
Yeah.
So the Republic had to come in and figure out why.
Yeah.
But the blue advisor hid the fact that there was indigenous life and intelligent life on the moon.
Yeah.
So the Republic had to swap sides.
Yeah.
Or not swap sides, but take sides. And then that would have.
And then there was like a younger ambassador who eventually.
I think she was the queen.
Tried to.
Yeah, and then she brought them. Shit, yeah.
So
look at you knowing some Star Wars shit.
Slowly but surely working my way.
Finish the damn thing.
I mean,
you have a month before Bad Batch comes out, and it rocks the whole world again.
I'm just like, I don't know. Some of their storytelling.
Get through season 2.
Well, I thought you said get through season 1.
Now I'm telling you,
Which
get
got
through
a little,
season 2.
it got a little bit better.
See, just get through
but-
the season.
At some point, you're just gonna be like, this show's not that great. But I have heard
Fuck
it does
off.
get really good.
You
I just can't get through.
degenerate little shit.
I say one bad thing about Star Wars, and I'm a
off.
degenerate little shit.
Let's get back to the real story at hand.
Is Saga better than Star Wars?
No.
Okay, well, okay, let's get back to it.
But so we've got Alana, who's from Landfall.
Yep.
And Marcos, who's from Wreath.
Yeah.
So the people of Landfall are
Have
humans
wings.
with wings.
Yeah.
I guess you can say
Mhm.
that have no other powers so far.
Seem to think there's like superior and higher tech and stuff like that.
Okay. Then Wreath seems to be like warrior mages.
Yeah.
Um,
They all have horns.
yeah.
Of some sort.
And when those two, when they attacked each other, going from Marcos and Alanis,
I think
they
Marco was
fuck each other up.
What do you mean? Oh, you're
Right
talking about
after
like the very
baby's
first
born,
scene,
like
yeah.
when they're holding each other and they
Yeah.
just fuck each other up.
And somehow they don't get shot.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, even the Wreath swords are like their weapons. Like
Yeah,
when they
they
swing them,
swing, yeah.
it shoots a
little,
projectile.
yeah,
It's cool.
yeah,
The magic. I like the magic and
Really?
that kind of shit.
yeah. It's pretty good.
And it's like we've talked about. It's different. It's
oh yeah, it's really
in
different.
DC. You've got these powerful magicians and Marvel too, but
Mhm.
we're still just going to focus on Batman, Superman, or
Yeah.
Iron Man and Captain America. We're not going to.
Mhm.
I know they've been done and they've been used, but use them. I mean, they're cool.
But I think something we should have mentioned before this actual episode. This is very much an adult comic book.
Rated R.
Yeah.
2 pages in, you get a tit.
But
I
don't
mean,
blame
some
me for
people
what
don't.
your kid reads. You should have checked it out
Which
first.
compared to how graphic it could be,
Oh yeah, it could be
I
a lot
mean,
worse.
they just show tits.
Yeah.
I mean, then also the
And then
idea
there's a
of
whole prostitute planet.
Oh yeah, but then also the fact that child
They didn't
molestation,
show it happening. They just talked about it
which
happening.
really makes me uncomfortable. And
Well, I mean, they
scarred.
killed the guy, so
But then there's a whole comment from the girl, Hazel,
Yeah.
like her side text
Mhm.
of, yeah, some people are bad and some people are really bad.
Yeah.
With him as the guy that killed the dude being the one she's talking about to me. Because he's already walked off from the dead guy, and it's like, and some guys are really bad.
Oh, I thought they were talking about the other people. I don't know. I have to go back and look.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's just so much that happened in this, so we can't like break it down scene by scene because I think you started to do that.
Yeah, I did.
We're gonna be
I
here-
just wanted to get
yeah.
through the Alana and just to give
Yes,
them their
Alana is from the planet.
yeah, and also the fact that
Marco
they're
is
not
from
supposed to
the
be able
moon.
to. They thought couldn't even breed with each other, like
Although
even
I
have
think-
sex together, and then 2 even have a child.
I think that was propaganda because they said there have been people that tried and they
And the
didn't live
babies
long.
keep dying. Yeah,
but
that's
I
right.
also think the 2 governments were like, y'all don't need to be fucking at all.
because they fall asleep in the woods, and both of
Yeah.
them said, "Yeah, we've been told like you can live, you sleep without months, or
Yeah.
not sleep for a month,"
Yeah, yeah.
and they both just pass out because they're
Mhm.
2 days in to no sleep. And
Yeah. But so I'm just gonna pick out some of my favorite parts because if we broke it down scene
oh
by
yeah,
scene,
I
it'll
just
be
that I
forever.
mean that's the biggest
Um,
thing of it that I think needed to be.
Fuck that
addressed.
spider lady.
Yeah, I was about to ask, how's
She
your
is gonna be
arachnophobia?
fucking in my nightmares forever.
God, I need to get a miniature
Glad
model. I
she-
need to get a miniature model of that.
Fuck you.
Yes.
I'm
I've got a
glad
good
she
idea.
dies in this volume.
Yeah, she'll live on in your memories though.
Fuck you. No.
Oh God, you can just see his fear.
Fuck. Like stop.
Look at his
Fuck you.
fear. Just imagine when just one night waking up and it sitting on your dresser.
Off. The only thing worse is if she could have been a sea monster, and I'm like, I have an irrational fear of sea monsters or animals that are bigger than me in general.
That's like 50% of the animals in the world.
That's why you don't see me fucking around in zoos or anything like that.
Continue.
I actually do like going to zoos, but sea monsters scare the shit out of me. Because it's like, if I'm on land, at least I can try to run.
Oh yeah, we get in the water we're fucked.
Yeah, no, it's like,
We're fucked by
I'm fucked.
piranhas.
yeah.
This big. I mean,
Yeah. But like, I just see that, like you're in this little dinghy going into like the
Oh,
deep, dark parts of the ocean,
and then,
and then just
up.
see giant eyes, and it's like, fuck me.
Did you watch the Megalodon movie?
Nope, fuck that shit.
Oh yeah, I didn't think you would.
Well, also it just looked like a shitty movie. Let's be
We won't go there.
honest. Yeah, I mean, it looked like Jason Statham needed a paycheck.
I don't even know if he got.
I guarantee he did.
Studio didn't get them.
Yeah, no, not at all. But yeah, so fuck that spider lady. Other parts I thought were cool. The whole planet of Cleve, like a rocket ship force, like you have some elements of fantasy.
Yeah.
You just have to buy in, but rocket ship force is cool.
So, what was also cool was when they showed the armies fighting in the canyon under the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
The landfalls had the high-tech ships,
Mm-hmm.
but it looked like the Wreath had like a triceratops and like creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Were those creatures from Wreath or from the planet they were on?
I don't know.
Because it looked like Landfall had their tech and was using their tech.
Yeah, for sure.
But it also kind of looked like was Wreath just...
Marco also talks about, though, like, I feel like Wreath is like a very woodland area because he talks about how some of their ships are built of wood because they can't track them.
Yeah, because they look very barbaric. It's kind of got that barbarian fighter.
Yeah, for sure.
I imagine anything from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hobbit, those guys.
It's more fantasy.
Yeah,
fantasy.
Imagine those guys, and then you've got Landfall, who looks like actual military armor.
Who's like from a sci-fi movie. Yeah.
And then robot head dude Prince.
Yeah.
That one's weird.
Maybe they'll explain that more. That's an interesting character, though.
Yeah, I've never seen a character like that.
Now he's got a child on the way, and his dad's not letting him come home.
Is his screen... Does people see what shows up on his screen? Or...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because it looked like he almost couldn't control it.
I don't think he can control it a whole lot. Like, I think... Or like, you know, if he gets angry or something and something pops up.
Yeah.
Because there's... When he thought that the spider lady was reaching for a weapon, like a baby rattler, or baby's rattle popped up, and he shot her.
Though she was not reaching for a weapon.
No.
That was...
well, she should have been shot on sight.
God, I'll get a fucking
fuck you,
I'm gonna do it.
But
yeah, that was definitely kind of showing.
Yeah.
And she was a freelancer.
Mm.
And
the Will, I want to root for the Will. I hope he doesn't become a bad guy.
I don't know. With Hazel talking the way she talks, I think he's gonna go dark. I think he's gonna. I mean, they even talk about him killing everyone: babies, infants, children, man, woman, child, creature.
They
everything.
said all the freelancers do that, though.
They really put an emphasis on him. Then again, it was his. Either way.
Yeah. But there's just a lot of crazy shit in this entire book that you have to read to see. Like the Will, who is a person who is a freelancer, but he has a cat that can apparently tell when somebody's lying.
Yeah.
And it's like as big of a fucking greyhound dog.
Yeah.
So, and it's a hairless cat.
Did you also notice? So, everybody else kind of seems magic, super weapons, something.
Yeah.
Even the Spider Woman, she had like super weapons, like these alternate guns. He looked like he looked human.
Mm-hmm.
He had a 6-shooter, and when he killed the creature,
it was like a laser though.
I'm sure it was, but it really looked like a 6-shooter, like an old Western.
That much
low hanging on his hip.
He has major, especially with the cape. He has major like Lando Calrissian vibes.
And then when he kills the creature for the interview for the job, he uses gunpowder.
Yeah,
he doesn't use any special power. He just
that's what you said.
Pulls gunpowder out and throws it in the dude's fiery mouth.
Well, they say at some point they occupy Cleve because they have gunpowder fields.
Right. So then they don't ever talk about that again.
They blend a lot of like human tech with like future
Very
comic book stuff,
yeah.
weapons. Like, I mean,
Like the fact that a tree is a rocket ship.
yeah, like I mean, anything goes in this universe. Apparently,
Which is really cool. Except bringing people back to life.
yes.
Which
that-
they made a big point about
Yeah.
that. So your Spider-Woman shouldn't show back up
good.
in the comic.
Fuck that lady.
He won't show up in the comic.
Her armless ass.
God, titties flying everywhere.
She didn't have that big of titties. Did she?
But still, just you got a Spider-Woman with titties and
I'm more
6 eyes.
fucking scared of the fucking 8 eyes.
Yeah, the eight red eyes was
Oh
not
fuck
not
this lady.
pleasant. Hell, we're not even talking about the fact of the horrors.
Oh yeah, it's just apparently the people of Cleve, when they die, they come back to haunt, like, and I guess to protect the planet of Cleve. They come
Yeah.
back as ghosts, and they'll like astro project like horrible things into other people's minds and stuff like that.
And they're how they died.
Yeah,
Like the main girl, Isabel, she was blown up by a mine.
yeah.
And her guts are literally hanging out while
And
she's floating
she-
around.
She's like, I don't remember which side did it.
Yeah.
So
She's like, I hate all y'all.
yeah,
Oh.
and she just wants to leave Cleve.
Yeah. So what do you think? So Hazel is
Yeah.
the daughter of
Is the one narrating the story.
Alanis and Marcos. Do you think we will get to the point where she's actually grown? Do you think there's going to be a time jump somewhere heading in the future,
I think-
or are we going to stay?
I don't know if it's a time jump, but I've seen like future covers,
Oh, okay.
and I think there is like what looks to be like a little girl. So
Okay.
I don't know, but
Again,
possibly.
I mean, just I will read this.
Yeah.
I will read more of this,
yeah, like
and I just like
Now
kind of
that-
our future ideas of what is coming.
yeah. Now that we don't have to do another episode until the end of April, which we might have to bulk record 2 months.
We'll have to see how things go.
Yeah. But like if I got some free time this week, I'll probably need to catch up on my comics from
Yeah.
this past week.
And it's free on
Yeah, no,
our volume 2 is free on Comixology.
I got like halfway through Invincible Volume 2 before I had to start reading for this month's episodes. So I'll probably finish that, but next on the list is probably Saga Volume 2.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what are your future ideas that you think is coming from this?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Apparently anything goes.
Yeah. Even Marco's
they're definitely
parents
setting
show up on
Yeah.
teleported into
Mhm.
the ship.
I mean, just outside of the main storyline, like this whole storyline with Prince Robot 4, just found out he has a kid on the way and is being told that he can't come back until
All three of them are dead.
They're
That one side wants
the
everyone
planet
dead.
people want everybody dead.
Yeah. Landfall. Her
and
Alana's people.
He just found out that, hey, the they say Moonies,
Yeah. Marco's people,
which is
Reeves.
like a slur for people from Wraith.
Yeah.
And I almost apologize for using a fictional slur. Fuck that. They're called Moonies. Not very nice, but they are. But Prince Robot 4 found out that the people from Wraith, like the high government, also has sent out freelancers to kill Marco and Anna, but
Yeah.
save the baby. And so now he's like, well, shit, if I'm not the one that like gets them, then I can't
go
come
home.
back. So that's an interesting storyline. The Will storyline really intrigues me because I imagine either him or Prince Robot 4 is going to have to turn into a good guy. And I wonder if they're the ones that are going to have to
Yeah. Ooh.
fight over each other.
Oh, I could see that.
So,
It's something else I like about this is like most comics you would have stuck with Alana's and Marcos' story for
Mhm.
5 issues, then jumped over to the robots for
Yeah.
3 or back to Will's.
yeah.
It was a lot
Mhm.
in
I definitely
5
recommend.
episodes. They call them episodes, but
Yeah.
I liked that you go back and forth.
Mhm.
You don't have to sit there and read.
It's like a TV show.
yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have to sit there and read
Mm.
X amount, then go to this one for X amount.
I would definitely recommend reading this one as the collected volumes. I said at some point earlier in this month that I might be coming into a hardcover collected
Yeah.
version guy, and I could very easily see myself buying the hardcover collected versions of Saga.
Yeah, large. Yeah. It would. This is definitely. It would be hard to read this single at a time.
Oh, yeah,
if
for
if
sure.
this was original.
And at some point, like I think, right after I read Volume 1, like a year later, I think they decided they had like a big like conclusion to a storyline, and basically the creators said, "Hey, we're gonna take a break." I don't know if they have come back from that yet. I'd have to
Yeah.
like Google all that shit. But definitely, I don't know if it's like coming out right now, but I would definitely be reading collected more than single issues.
I can see that. Yeah. And that's something I've also noticed with what we've been doing is collected issues have been like there's a couple that we've read that I would have been hard to have kept reading.
Oh, for sure.
And Thor's doing that right now for me.
Really?
This yeah, they're really cool and I'm wanting to read the next one.
Uh-huh.
But for the love of God, I would have liked to have just read them.
Yeah.
At one time because and Star Wars is doing it too. The main Star Wars line is I get it has to it's like an episode. You read an episode, you wait for the next episode. But this seems like it holds your attention in one episode issue better than many other things. If you had read this one by one, I could have done this.
If I had read chapter 1 by itself, I don't know if I would have gone back for another one. But reading all of volume 1 by itself, I can't wait to read volume 2. But that's another thing I've been meaning to talk to you about. We might as well just do it right here. We need to do a video that will help like get into the YouTube algorithm. This is behind the scenes type shit. And so they say like answering like a how-to question or best way to do question and like a list or whatever, informative list, really pops your numbers.
Okay.
And so possibly doing a best way to read comics where we just talk about the different ways you can, like single issues, collected volumes, omnibuses, and stuff like that. I was thinking about shooting a video like that maybe next time since we don't.
We can do that. That's cool with me. We could wrap that or wrap it into our 52. That's actually gonna be a lot though.
Huh?
There'll be a lot to talk about in that episode.
But yeah, just some videos like that. But that has nothing to do with this podcast. And we are we're cutting it very close to being over 30 minutes. So, don't know what we're reading next week. This is Easter weekend for us. We haven't decided. I know we're going to do the continuous is going to be
Volume 2 of White Knight.
Batman White Knight. Whatever the second
I don't think it's actually called White Knight.
Yeah, it's Batman White Knight.
Volume 2?
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's volume 2 or
I got you.
if it's got like a different story, but it's if you go like if you're on like an iPad or Amazon or whatever, hit Batman volume or Batman White Knight,
and it should,
and it's like a whole section, and there's like a second collected version, that is like a whole another story, and that's what we're gonna be doing for our
third week of May.
Yeah. So
other than that, stay tuned for Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and you'll know what we're reading.
So, and I'll try to do it before like the last week of the month, like I did this month.
Yeah, we usually shoot for the 15th of every month, but things have been wild, so we're getting our groove back.
Yeah. But appreciate everybody listening.
Thank you.
Come back next week. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.